Good afternoon. It's Tony Enderli, a Realtor of Excellence, and thank you for taking the time to join us in today's Devonbosch Stellenbosch investment webinar. Before I get started, just want to give you a little bit of a rundown. Realtor of Excellence been in operation for the last 44 years. We've got 100 agents in Cape Town, specializing in residential, commercial, new developments, and offshore. I'm really excited to host you. My name is Tony Enderli, and been involved with Devonbosch for the last few years, and very, very excited to unpack that for you today. Before I dive into Devonbosch, really wanted to just give you an overview of what's happening in the market. Current provincial inflation status is capital growth is around 4.8% in the Western Cape. And if you look at this year, property is still done extremely well. Yes, it's not the days of 15-20% capital growth, but that is not realistic in a consistent manner. If you look at property where it is now, your average has been around 4% in 2021 capital growth. In certain areas have been going close to 6-7%, which is more the coastal areas. So Stellenbosch, if you look at the West Coast and the East Coast, doing extremely well. And then a very big trend is a lot of people moving down from central South Africa down to the coastline, Stellenbosch. So there's going to be a very, very big trend where people want to have a better lifestyle. And especially in a COVID environment, this is not just for South Africa. This is happening in Europe as well, where people are making investment decisions on their new homes, second homes, being in an environment that has got a very, very good lifestyle. So jumping into Devonbosch. Devonbosch is situated on the corner of the R304 and Bottleray Road, directly opposite Devonvale Golf Course, 8 km from Stellenbosch Central. If you're looking at 30 km to Cape Town, 40 km to 30 km to Cape Town International Airport, and 40 km into Cape Town. If you look at what's happening in Stellenbosch, this is a new urban town that is being developed, and it is quite crucial to understand, with Stellenbosch being developed already, there's only so much space for parking, which creates traffic and congestion, and this is the perfect environment where this new town is going to be developed. A beautiful piece of land, and it is surrounding, if you're looking at a 15k radius from motorways, close to the N1, close to Paarl, close to Durbanville. So if you look at Cape Town and what's happened in Cape Town, the next development is going to be decentralized, almost what happened with Bloberg, Tableview, Parklands. That town is now close to 180,000 people, where it started as a decentralized. Now it's got commercial, it's got schools. You can be in an environment that's got a university and everything else. So Devonbosch is the next and only zone development of its kind in a beautiful environment. And if you look at what Devonbosch looks like from the air, right opposite Devonvale Golf Course, you've got vineyards surrounding you, you've got Simmonsdorf Mountains. You're in a very good entry and exit point of view of a new urban town. If you look at the macro scale of 80 hectares, I'm going to be talking to you about this first phase today and unpacking it. But before I unpack that, I want you to look at the bigger picture on what this town is going to look like, with waterways, lots of greenery, sports fields, school, university, with residential, retail, and then more housing around the lake. So that is the biggest scale of the development. Also very important to know, if you think of a modernized, futuristic century city in Stellenbosch, this is what Devonbosch is about. So entry point right here, coming into the development, 24/7 smart camera systems. It is not a gated security estate, which is very important to note. It is secured, but there's opportunity for destinational retail. We've already got offices, which I'll unpack. We've got the residential, the Piazza, which we've launched now with pocket parks, rivers, lots of greenery. So I'm going to unpack a little bit more. This is the site development plan. This is what we're going to be talking about today. But if you look at, this is where the gatehouse comes in, big wide roads, bicycle friendly, pedestrian friendly, which is a very big part of what Devonbosch is about. It really is a European town in the heart of the Western Cape and the winelands of Stellenbosch. So if you're in an environment that is safe, wide, the roads are wider, you can cycle to work, you can walk your kids to school, and that's what we are trying to develop. This is not a developer that is selling pockets of lands to different developers and loses the actual flow and the promise in the end result. This whole urban framework, this whole urban town has already been designed and developed for the future. So if you look at this has already been built. These are offices which consisting of pharmaceuticals, logistic companies, architects, financial services. We've got close to about 300 people working here already. This is yellow as retail. We call it destination retail. This is a high street that's going to be developed all the way down Alberta Drive. And then you've got residential, which is the residential hub. So you've got a business hub, retail hub, residential hub. It's not going to be a scenario there's going to be one big shopping center with online shopping. We want to create destinational type of retail. You got the baker, you got the winery, you got the art gallery. It is an experience. When you go to Franschhoek, you park your car and you experience Franschhoek. You go to the restaurants, you go to the galleries. When you go to the waterfront, you park your car and you go experience the waterfront. That is what Devonbosch is all about. That is the heartbeat. That is what is being designed. What is this town going to look like? Modern, trendy, wood, glass, steel, brick, really funky and trendy, latest, best design, global design architecture. This high street has already been developed. So if you haven't been to Devonbosch, these roads are in, this pocket park's in, the landscaping is in, these buildings are up. We are now concentrating on the Piazza, which is about 123 apartments, which I'm going to go through in more detail. But just coming to the commercial and what makes us different to any other development. Firstly, our services and everything's in. We've tried to create a nice environment for people to work from. And that's where you can come in to this urban town, not worry about parking or traffic. The buildings that have been built, it's firstly all got double glazed windows. It's all off the grid with electricity. It's got backup power. We've got fiber on site. We try and hide the cars from the actual road. So if you look at the front buildings on the high street, you don't see cars. Everything is under basement. In that basement, there's showers. So if your team members want to go for a quick mountain bike or trail run or swim in the lake, they go do the exercise at lunchtime, come back, shower, go back to work. Where traditionally the old way would you go, okay, get in your car, go into Stellenbosch, try and find parking, go to gym. By the time you finish, an hour and a half of your time's gone, you're late for work again. Yeah, is creating the biggest asset, and that is creating more time for our clients and our partners in the business environment. So the studios, we've got studios, basically it's for small entrepreneurs, boutique operators, 2 or 3 staff. They don't have big money to start out with big, interiors and high startup costs. Yeah, you can plug and play, shorter term leases. You basically move your furniture and you've got fiber, you've got backup power, so you can operate in the downtime when Eskom is down. And then from the big offices, which range at around 187 Rand a square meter, or if you want to buy your own offices at 25,000 Rand a square meter, this is more space ranging from about 150 to close to 2,000 square meters. So we see this as the Silicon Valley of Cape Town. There's a lot of the big corporates. If you look at what's happening with Amazon coming down to the River Club, we're in discussions with a few other tenants is becoming this their home. And why do they choose here? Firstly, against traffic, decentralized, modern environment, great lifestyle. You're surrounded by vineyards, golf courses, lakes, and that creates a better working environment for your staff. That's what has been built. That's what's been handed over. If you look at, I've told you more about, why our office partners looking at Devonbosch. It's really because people can operate, it's sustainable. Now in the last 3 weeks, we've launched the Piazza, which is the first phase of the residential. This is super exciting. This is like no other development in Cape Town or in South Africa, where you've got modern, trendy, latest technology, sustainability. This is the high street. So you've got your baker, your restaurants, your winery, your galleries, where you come, you park, and you experience the day. And when you live here, you get to walk to work or you get to cycle to work. You've got a preschool within our first development already. So you can leave the kids, go to work, come home at lunchtime, spend some time with them. And that is the new urban town on what's been successful in many towns in Europe. So what we've basically got at the moment, your entrance into Devonbosch, this high street, all these buildings have been built, got close to 300 people working here already. We've launched the Piazza, which is this block here. It's 123 apartments. Block E and J is what we've launched, ranging 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 beds, penthouses and duplexes. What's very important, we've got pocket parks, we've got the lake, and I'll get down more into the working environment. This is the common area of the Piazza between Block A, and it really becomes an amazing place for people to, little water features, little forest parks, and it becomes nice open space. Very seldom do you see developers putting this type of design and layout in the actual in the common areas. This is another view of the high street, the water features over here, wider streets. It is going to be a really amazing place to live and to work. Block E apartments facing towards Simmonsach. This bottom section here, we've got a creche from 6 months to a grade R. So that is an amazing asset, part of our first residential, that you're able to leave your kids in a safe, secure teaching environment and go to work, and within the region of what's happened in Norgedag, Devonbosch Golf Course. If you look into development, this is going to be very exciting elements that's coming down the line. Then for me personally, who's done and with my team doing a lot of developments in Cape Town, and as you know, we're doing developments in Switzerland and in Portugal. This is a world-class solution that the developers are putting in. So to keep it simple, TABS is thermal activated building systems. There's basically pipes in the building and into the floor system that gets put in, where you don't have geysers. You don't have geysers, you've got hot water on demand, which means you're not wasting lots of money on heating and cooling. So you only pay for what you use. You keep the buildings cool, so you can thermally activate your rooms with your phone. So you can actually, in winter, you can warm up the space. In summer, you can cool it. In summer, normally you have an aircon running, putting a lot of electricity that costs you a fortune. It's not sustainable, it's not good for the planet. Yeah, this thermal activating system cools in summer, warms it in winter. You don't have geysers, so you've got water on demand. So it saves you up to 50% on your electricity use at home, which is massive. We all know what Eskom has done to us over the last 2 years. It is massive. There is no other way but to actually invest. And the developer in this district plant is almost an investment of 30 million upfront, 30 million rand to create savings for our clients. And if you look down the line on where we're going, if you look at the systems that the developer's using, double glazed windows, clay bricks for all the roads, clay bricks in all the buildings. Now you've got double glazing, you've got clay bricks, you've got better insulation, you've got the tab system, you're saving 50% on your electricity. That is an absolute game changer in new developments in South Africa. This is a European standard, and really excited about it. Not apart from the technology now, if you look at the internals, if you're looking floor to ceilings at 2.8 meters on each floor, you're saving a bit of space compared to other developments. Indoor, outdoor living, so you get that feeling of the views of the vineyards and the mountains. If you look at the finishes, you're talking latest, oak finishing, Caesar stone, engineered stone in your kitchen, Smeg appliances right throughout, big windows bringing natural light. And with the new thermal activating heating systems, is if you look at traditionally in South Africa, you would only want to be in Cape Town, you would only want to be north facing. Now it doesn't matter if you're east or south, because your heating systems actually cool and moderate the temperature control in your apartments. It doesn't matter if you're south, it doesn't matter if you're north. Sometimes north, you don't want that sun all day long because it gets warm and hot. And in Stellenbosch, you can get that heat. So really, really excited if you're looking at finishing the tiles, light fittings to the recessed lightings. In the bathrooms, you've got Gibrit systems, you've got Hansgrohe taps. If you look at, this is the duplex unit, you've got a lot of open plan living, open onto your balconies, fireplace, and there's lots of design that's gone into each of these units. If you look at the penthouses, you're looking at, you know, marble tops, you're looking at beautiful open plan fireplace, again, indoor outdoor living, lounge dining room onto a big balcony, braai area outside, you know, overlooking the top with your roof garden at the top, basement parking, elevators, fiber. So you know that if there's any blackout, we're sustainable. You're not going to get stuck in the elevator. You've got fiber, you're in a safe environment, and that's one of the biggest elements that makes Devonbosch so unique. If you look at the architecture, the design, layouts, bigger rooms, bigger living areas, and indoor outdoor living, especially in Stellenbosch, is vitally important. Here's just another angle from lounge dining room, the recessed cabinets, all built in with the recessed lighting, really, really out of this world. What makes us unique and different to any other developments? Typical developments don't do double glazed windows. They don't put the tab system in. This is really, really state of the art and new for South Africa. They normally got open parking. Yeah, what we are trying to do with this whole town is, and that's why this urban design has been designed for the whole town, is that we want to hide cars. So you don't want to be looking from a luxury apartment into a parking lot. Each apartment is either looking into eternal forest, greenery. You're not looking into cars, you're hiding the cars. And the reason for that is now you're able to walk to work, you're able to cycle to work. As this town progresses over the next 5 to 10 years, you'll be able to go see your kids at lunchtime. And what is the biggest important asset that we all need in our life is time. If we can save our clients and our partners time, we are adding more value, better lifestyle with the things and people that we want to spend time with. What is this going to cost me? A 1-bedroom, 45 square meter unit is around 1.8 million. We've already launched the market. We've sold a lot of units in Block E and in J, a lot of interest. This is very unique and different to the market, but this is just a prime example. A 1-bedroom unit, 50 square meters, 646 Rand a month for your levy. So traditionally a 1-bedroom in Stellenbosch, your levy would be about 1,300 a month. So your levy is 50% less than your standard unit in Stellenbosch. Your electricity, you're saving 50%. This is green, it's sustainable, it's a better lifestyle. And coming to lifestyle is, you know, this is a sexual title, is apartment, duplexes, villas, and this is what people are buying into. You're not just buying into a luxury apartment with all the technology, you're buying in a decentralized area, you're buying into a new town, you're buying into the lakes, the vineyards, the golf courses. You're able now, in February, be launching swim events in this lake where you can actually go from work, walk down, go do a K, 2 kilometers swimming, come back, have a shower, go back to work without getting into a car. And that's the elements that we are driving and what is very, very important to us. This development is an urban luxury new town with destination retail. It's got functional commercial and it's got real lifestyle. This is not a clubhouse with a pool and it's stuck in a corner. This has got real lifestyle. This lake is about 1 K long, 800 meters wide. Vineyards, you've got 200 hectares. You've got the golf course, walking distance. We want to integrate the golf course so that you can actually go from Devonbosch in a golf cart to Devonbosch and Devonville and come back. So this is all on the bigger picture over the next future. And I think that this is the most exciting town in Cape Town, in South Africa. These developers are leading the way. And I'm very excited to bring this through to you. Thank you for taking the time in today's webinar. Everyone will be getting a copy of this webinar. We had 30 people registered today's webinar. Thank you for taking the time. I'm going to send you a list of the sales pack price list. If you would like to have a one-on-one with me or with my team, let's set up a time. We can go through the different levels. If you've got people or yourself looking for office space, from the studio to the corporate office space or retail, where there's something unique and different that we can add value to this new town, please let me know. We've got some exciting things down the line for 2022. New office players that's coming in, some new environment that's coming into the play, and it's very, very exciting. Thank you for taking the time, and wishing you an incredible day further.